Some men are not built in the spotlight. They are built in the dark. In rooms no one enters. In hours no one tracks. In seasons where the world forgets they exist. While everyone is shouting for attention, they disappear on purpose because they know something the loud never learn. Noise is a substitute for work. Silence is the environment of transformation. Weak men need witnesses. Strong men need results. The ones who are truly dangerous never broadcast their progress. They don't post. They don't flex. They don't beg for a reaction. Because becoming is not a performance. They train when no one claps. They suffer where no one sees. They build where no one believes. And one day, they return. Not as the person who left, but as the thing the silence created. You can't track men like that. You only notice them when it's too late. They weren't sleeping. They were sharpening. They weren't absent. They were becoming. They weren't quiet. They were becoming the kind of thing the world can't ignore. The world is loud because most people are empty. They shout their goals because they aren't living them. They post their progress because they have none. They flex the beginning because they will never reach the end. Noise is a coping mechanism. It's a shield for the unfinished, a distraction from the truth. But the ones who build in silence, they don't need the world to know what they're doing, because the world is not invited into the process. They understand the difference between seen working and actually working. The loud announce their plans. The silent bury their plans in sweat, in repetition, in 1,000 unshared hours. One man uploads a clip of himself lifting weights. Another man just lifts and becomes the kind of strength no camera can translate. One needs validation. The other needs results. People think the silent are hiding. They're not hiding. They're storing energy. They're saving proof. They're preparing the reveal. The loud get attention early. The silent get respect forever. Because when the noise fades, and it always fades, only one thing remains: what you build when no one was watching. There are men who don't chase the spotlight because they are not performers. They are operators, builders, weapons in progress. They don't live stream their grind. They don't upload their meals. They don't journal their evolution for strangers to approve. They vanish, not to escape the world, but to outgrow it. No camera follows them. No applause fuels them. No audience shapes them. And that's why they become rare. Because when a man trains without witnesses, he answers to no one but the truth. No shortcuts, no filters, no illusions. The loud need hype to keep moving. The silent don't need permission to become dangerous. You'll never see these men talking about their goals. You'll just wake up one day and realize they became the standard. They don't introduce themselves. They let the work speak. And when it speaks like thunder. No build-up, no teaser, just impact. That's the curse of the quiet ones. Nobody notices the climb, but everyone feels the arrival. They weren't chasing likes. They were building legacy. And the world only learns their name after the world is no longer above them. Silence is not free. The world does not reward the man who disappears. It punishes him first. When you choose the lonely road, you lose the crowd. When you stop broadcasting your life, people stop checking in. And when you stop seeking approval, the ones who relied on your weakness fall away. Silence is a filter. It removes the ones who only stayed because they were watching a show. It leaves you with no audience, no applause, no comfort. And that is exactly why it works. Because the man who can train with no witnesses, suffer with no sympathy, and rise with no encouragement is the man who cannot be stopped by anything external. He learns to self-generate momentum. He learns to carry his own fire. He learns the truth. You are either powered by the world or powered without it. The loud collapse the moment attention fades. The silent are forged by the absence of it. They lose friends, but gain focus. They lose validation, but gain identity. They lose noise, but gain power. That is the price. That is the exchange. You give up the world's approval, and in return, you become something the world can't manufacture. One day, the silence ends. Not because you start talking, but because the work you did in the dark can no longer be ignored. The same people who doubted you will pretend they always believed. The same people who never checked in will swear they always knew you had it in you. They didn't. They just never imagined someone could evolve without being seen. But you did. You didn't need their praise. You didn't need their energy. You didn't need their eyes on you while you built. And now you walk back into the world. Not louder, not bragging, not begging to be understood, but undeniable. Because the loud announce themselves, the silent arrive. You don't have to explain where you've been. The results speak the language they never learned. The noisemakers fade. The builders remain. So let them talk. Let them post. Let them live for attention. You were not made for that. You were built in the places no one thought to look. You were forged in the hours no one wanted to live. You are the proof of what silence can create. And now the world adjusts to you, not the other way around.